So we're here at the Europa. The Cupola was a couple weeks ago. Talk about a little bit about that. What was that like being in first call out at the Cupola?
It was definitely unexpected. It was my first show, so I was pretty excited. I was pretty happy. I had a great experience with the show overall, and then just getting first call out was definitely a surprise for my first one. That was for sure, but I'm proud. It was a good time.
Talk about the prep a little bit. How long was it? Was it hard? Was it easy?
So for my prep, I actually didn't know I was going to compete at first. So I started working with my coach on some different goals in about January or so. So in February, we had the conversation about prep, and I just wanted to get my feet in. So we started working with a little bit of stuff here and there, and then we started hardcore about 20 weeks out. I had a long way to go. I was starting from scratch. So it helped a lot to stay focused because it was so long. But my coach made it easy. It wasn't as bad as what I thought it was gonna be. So it was more that mental blockage than anything. It got a lot harder closer to the show, but we made it, and I'm ready to do it again. So
your next show later this year? Or?
Yeah, my next show is going to be the Branch Warren Classic in Houston, July 6th. We're 4 weeks out right now. We're working on tweaking some things with peak week and getting some workouts in at this time. So I'm a little nervous. I'm so excited. It's a show more like this instead of just a show. It's an expo, so I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty excited.
When you're posing on stage, it feels natural for you?
As much as I've done it, yes. I practice all the time. I'm doing my poses between my sets. I'm doing my poses when I'm getting dressed in the morning. I'm just tweaking things here and there, moving my shoulder here and there, seeing what looks good. And I've been through it so many times that I didn't have to think a lot on stage, and so that I was grateful for. It's definitely worth it to practice. So it makes it so much easier to get up there and then just do what you have to do.
Some people, they're coming up to you, they're inspired by you?
Yeah, I've had, mostly at my home gym, obviously they've seen me day one to now. I've had a lot of people, men, women, all ages, all stages of their fitness talk about they wait to see me in the morning sometimes because they know I'm gonna be there and they know I'm gonna be working, and then I make them wanna work. And they've seen how much I've done and how hard I've stayed, like how hard it was to stay committed even though I was really, really tired. And they say, like, even with my food, like even the fat loss is something that they don't know if they could do or not. So it's really refreshing. And online, obviously, people online comment on things and stuff like that. But when someone comes up to you in the gym and they're like, I want to work because you work, that feels good. So, yeah.
Any advice for first-time competitors? They're thinking about competing, they're not sure.
Trust your coach. That's the number one thing. I've had to work on it because I've done my whole fitness journey on my own up until this point. So getting a coach and having someone there that knows more about what I'm doing than me was kind of handing the reins off at that point. But I wouldn't have chosen anybody else to go through my first show with. And that's the biggest thing. If you don't trust your coach and trust the process, you're gonna have a hard time.
Last question for you. Working out and eating clean, people sometimes lack motivation. Someone might be watching this video, they're lacking motivation. What would you say to them?
Establish your discipline. Discipline is so much stronger than motivation because of the consistency. Your motivation will come and go. You'll have some days where you're not motivated at all, and then you'll have some days where that's all you want to do is get up and work. But those days where you're not motivated, if you have that discipline and you have your routine and you have your plan as to this is what I need to do today, at that point you can still get up and go because discipline will overrule motivation or lack thereof any day.
One more question. Your people who support you, you want to thank anyone, for this journey that you're starting in bodybuilding?
There's a couple people. I talk about my coach a lot. He's been a lifesaver. That's the first person is my coach. He's had patience with me. He's been flexible with me. Even today, he's given me a donut because I begged him. But my coach is probably number one, and obviously my family. when people are making harsh comments that really are uncalled for and stuff, my family's always there to jump back in with, you're gonna do what you wanna do, be you, this is what you love, be happy. And they know that this makes me happy, even if they get a little concerned sometimes that I'm not eating enough or whatever. Yeah, that's the main two people. My best friend, Adonis, he's my rock. So he's every step of the way. He's like, if this is what you want to do, keep doing it. If you don't want to do it, find something else you want to do. So that's probably about it. Those three people.
Thank you so much for your time. I know it's so valuable, and enjoy the rest of the Europa.
Yeah, thank you so much.